All right, thank you, Harmony, very much. Obviously, Harmony coming in from home tonight, keeping a close eye on these storms as they move on through. And if we go back to radar here, you'll be able to see basically what's going on. The original supercell thunderstorm is now well to the northeast. It's now over eastern sections of the area, and frankly, it's kind of a shadow of its former self. It's still making it rain hard over here, and lots of cloud-to-ground lightning, too, moving through northern Calhoun County up into Cherokee County. But it really looks like it's becoming part of the line. Frankly, it doesn't look like the same kind of a storm at all. So we're focusing our attention going forward on the storms coming in from the west, and they're along the actual line of thunderstorms ahead of the front. In through this area, still very potent electrically, too. And tremendous rains at this point approaching the Graysville area. If you're trying to go to sleep, it's going to be a challenge here in the near term with this moving in. Some of the heavier rain now getting to Fultondale. So again, complicating cleanup efforts, complicating any rescue efforts that are going on, a very difficult time. There's your line of storms. Oak Grove now in the torrential rains. The good news about this line, as Harmony was saying, is pretty skinny, so the most intense rainfall won't last that long. Lots of lightning back here as well, as you can see. Plenty of lightning with these storms, and that's all advancing to the southeast. So it's beginning to get close to the areas that were hit by the tornado. And we also still have a lot of rain. Tuscaloosa got into the rain, but now there's a little bit of a split there, but it looks like this is coming in from the northwest. So US 82, US 43, tremendous amount of rain falling. Could be some flooding with that. And that's advancing rapidly toward the city of Tuscaloosa. This is moving toward Birmingham. It's going to come in from the west more so than the north. Gardendale already back into the rain. Fultondale just about into the rain. Palmerdale getting some of that as well. And this is advancing toward the southeast. So again, that'll be getting to Pleasant Grove shortly, Hueytown shortly, Birmingham shortly, and then advancing down through Cahaba Heights and Vestavia and Homewood and down toward Hoover as well. 2.38 inches of rain in an hour. Now, fortunately, they're fast movers, so it's not going to sit over one spot for a full hour, so you probably won't get the 2.38 inches. But that gives you an idea how hard it is raining. And if it did last an hour, there would be that much rain. That's still enough probably to cause some temporary flooding, ponding of water on highways, some flooding in parking lots and that kind of thing. Nothing that will last very long, but nonetheless could be an issue for a while. But there it is. There's this line coming in from the northwest. Right now, no warnings with it. As Harmony was saying, a bunch of significant weather advisories, which is the lowest tier the National Weather Service can put out on any kind of a storm system, indicating the possibility or definite likelihood of torrential rains, cloud-to-ground lightning, maybe some hail, probably pretty small, and perhaps some wind gusts too. Thankfully, we hadn't seen much in the way of wind gusts except for the tornado with this particular system tonight. Hopefully that will continue to be the case. But Springville getting back into some of the heavy rain too, and it's advancing down toward Birmingham. Now, we do have a new tornado warning with the original supercell thunderstorm, so apparently it's come together again enough to generate this tornado warning over northeastern sections of Calhoun County until 12:45 a.m. This storm includes, this track of the storm includes the city of Piedmont, and so that will be a factor as well. And Brittany, what are they saying about this particular storm?
Just give me 1 second, Jerry.
Take your time.
Let's see here. For Calhoun, Cherokee, Cleveland County, 12:45, a severe thunderstorm capable, of course, producing a tornado, which we know from past history of this storm right near Piedmont. As you mentioned, this thing is moving pretty quick, too. East at 45 miles an hour. No indication at this point of debris or it actually touching on the ground, but this is a radar indicated tornado warning at this time. Potential of some hail there too. Again, this is in the Piedmont area. We see some heavy rain there too. We see a lot of lightning that's associated with this, and this extends until 12:45 for this early morning. And as you were mentioning earlier too, it's dark out there. It's scary to not be able to exactly see everything that's going on. So get in your safe place. If you are anywhere or you have family near the Piedmont area, this storm initially, I saw a report near Jacksonville State University, a severe thunderstorm, and they just issued this tornado warning 1 minute ago through the National Weather Service. So get to your safe place, seek shelter at this time, get to the basement of your homes, and now is the time to take this very seriously. We know that this storm can be extremely dangerous based on the reports that we've seen before, Jerry.
Thank you, Brittany. Brittany, very much. And this storm is pretty much kind of close to the border of Cherokee County, Calhoun County, and also Cleburne County. So it's affecting parts of all three counties, basically from Rock Run on south in Cherokee County, basically over Piedmont and surrounding areas in sections of northeastern Calhoun County, and also the northern part of Cleburne County, well north of Heflin and the foot of Heflin Mountain, well down to the south there. So there's where the storm is. That's where the center of rotation is, not far at all, southwest of Piedmont, and it's moving off toward the east, maybe a little bit of a drift toward the north, but basically to the east. And this storm, like Brittany was saying, right now, no indication in terms of tornado debris signature, but nonetheless, we know what the history of this supercell thunderstorm is. We know what it caused further west in Jefferson County. Possibility that could happen again. So you folks in the path of this storm over the northeastern part of Calhoun County, as well as southeastern sections of Cherokee County and northern sections of Cleburne County, need to be in your safe place. That normally means the lowest floor in your house, preferably in a small room as opposed to a large room. Those large roof spans just don't hold up as well as the small rooms do. And also, while you're going to your safe place, if you can reach out and grab a helmet, bicycle helmet, football helmet, whatever, as silly as that sounds, that can add some extra protection, because the majority of really bad injuries to people in tornadic situations occur to the skull and to the head, and those helmets can help out a great deal. So the storm located not too far from Piedmont now, moving off toward the east at about 45 to 50 miles per hour. Meanwhile, the line of storms continues to bear down on the city of Birmingham, Fultondale, where they're trying to clean things up, where they're trying to see if there has to be rescue missions. They're now dealing with some of this heavy rain. It's moving in from the northwest, and they're going to have a lot of cloud-to-ground lightning, too. That's going to complicate matters greatly for those emergency workers, first responders who are trying to get things moving toward normal in those areas that were hard hit. That storm touching down over Fultondale and then continuing eastward, affecting the area around Clay and also Pinson, and damage done to the motels, damage done to some residential areas, and a rough night certainly ahead of them, especially with this weather moving in. Oak Grove, the closest approach, about 12:14. We're talking about a squall line now, not an individual storm. Center Point 12:20, Pleasant Grove 12:24, Springville 12:27. Birmingham just after 12:30, and Asheville 12:37 as this line continues to press on southeastward. The images in the screen there with the lightning also showing up, that's coming in tonight from Fultondale. It's a Hampton Inn was hit, and look at that intense lightning off to the northwest. That's not a big surprise. They're seeing this. Probably not the individual bolt here, but all this coming in from the northwest, and that's showing up prominently in that image, that live shot coming in from Fultondale at the Hampton Inn there, which sustained heavy damage tonight when the tornado came through. There's all the lightning with this. This is moving on southeastward, moving toward Fultondale and surrounding areas, also Forestdale. Intense cloud-to-ground lightning around Graysville at this point. We'll be pushing east of there soon. Here's the city of Birmingham. Here's all this action off to the northwest. You can kind of picture it's not going to take all that long to get there. You're looking at the area around Forestdale too, and obviously they're back into the rain with that lightning showing up to the northwest. And here is some of that intense lightning. We should begin to hear that thunder here very shortly, and I imagine we're starting to see some of the lightning off to the northwest as we look northwest from Red Mountain. All right, back to the east we go. Here's this tornado warning for another 30 minutes for northeastern Calhoun County, northern sections of Cleburne County, southeast Cherokee County. Rock Run's kind of on the north edge of this, Jacksonville kind of on the southwest edge of it, and that's moving eastward as well. A lot of intense lightning around this. This is the storm that has a history of causing that terrible damage in Jefferson County when it came through. This is the storm right here, and apparently it's spun up again, enough for them to issue the tornado warning with it for that part of Calhoun County, Cleburne County, and Cherokee County. There's a broad image of everything. Northwestern areas, you're out of the woods, you can sleep peacefully tonight. Everything is southeast of you. Here comes this lightning-producing line of thunderstorms now into northern Jefferson County, West Jefferson too, bearing down on the city of Birmingham. Tuscaloosa getting back into the heavy rain now. The line of storms is kind of skinny, so the heavy rain won't last very long, but it's going to rain very hard when it comes in. Avenue W, just on the east edge of this, Pratt Highway getting some of the rain, but Forestdale about to get hit by torrential rains and all sorts of cloud-to-ground lightning. and not good news there. And Fultondale, of course, where the tornado occurred, where it looks like it started, frankly, that rain about to pick up as well. Coalburg raining hard too, but a lot of lightning of Forestdale moving toward Cherry Avenue, and that will indeed be moving across the city of Birmingham. Some of the worst weather for Metro Birmingham will occur in about the next hour to maybe hour and 15 minutes, something like that. Off to the east, here's the supercell thunderstorm responsible for this tornado warning, now showing up very close to Piedmont and moving off toward the east, pretty close to the Cherokee County, Cleburne County line. So that's over Piedmont, moving eastward here. A lot of cloud-to-ground lightning with that. There's your tornado watch, and as you can see, in effect till 1 a.m., it includes Talladega County, Calhoun, Cleburne County. It does not currently include Clay and Chilton or Coosa. It'll be a matter of whether or not they extend that, but at this point, in effect till 1 a.m., won't be a problem getting rid of this for Walker, Fayette County. We'll have to see about some of the other counties, whether or not it may stay in effect longer than that. It might be extended locally just a bit. Again, heavy rains with the line from Etowah County on southwest, intense lightning bearing down on the city of Birmingham, Gardendale as well, Forestdale too, as well as Fultondale, and that's really going to change things a great deal, and it's going to make it terrible for those folks trying to do rescues tonight, trying to clean some things up, certainly trying to restore power be almost impossible with this lightning coming in. And so for the next, let's say 30 to 60 minutes, it's going to be a nasty time of it over much of that area. Birmingham's here, so it's covered about 30 to 40% of Jefferson County and continues to press southeastward. And so that's intense rain with this. Hoover, it's still northwest of you, but not by that much. And it continues to press on in. So looks like some of the worst weather for Metro Birmingham occurs in the next 45 to 60 minutes with this line bearing down. As you can see, still moving quickly. The original supercell storm averaged speeds of 45 to 50 miles per hour, and this line is moving along very quickly as well. And Tuscaloosa in the rain, and it's going to rain hard there for about the next 15-20 minutes before it finally lets up. Another batch of lightning coming in from the southwest, though, but intense lightning in the area from I-65 and Highway 31 on southwestward. This tornado warning in effect till 12:45 a.m. for that area of northeastern sections of Calhoun County, extreme northern Cleburne County, extreme southeastern Cherokee County, basically on the south side of Rock Run and surrounding areas there. That's the warning right in through there. Brittany has put the arrow on, and the rest of us waiting for this line of storms to come in, and it will very shortly, and it will change the weather in a big way as this moves in from the northwest and complicates cleanup efforts tremendously for those areas of Jefferson County that have been hit so hard by this storm. Brittany, anything new coming in from the National Weather Service?
We do not. The latest, something just popped up. Sorry, I'm reading as we go here. Again, we still have that tornado warning that's still in effect. That was issued at 12:09. It extends until 12:45, so that's still there. Again, that's over the Piedmont area. It's moving east at 45 miles an hour, and they're continuing that tornado warning. Severe thunderstorm 2, I'm reading. Near Pleasant Gap, near Piedmont, same type of thing. So nothing new. We still have this the same area of major concern, obviously, strong thunderstorms elsewhere too. But as you could see where this arrow is, this is where the tornado warning is continuing until 12:45. Again, we know the history of this thing that could be pretty dangerous, creating a tornado that can create some extensive damage, as we saw in Fultondale with that huge hotel where the roof was shredded to pieces or torn off, and the sides of the building were shredded. So make sure to get to your safe place at this time. And elsewhere too, there's straight line winds, there's flooding concerns, there's a lot of lightning out there, and there's a lot of areas with a very dangerous situation right now. So make sure to heed these warnings and to stay tuned, stay informed, and to get to your safe place.
All right, thank you, Brittany, very much. So our main area of concern at this point concerns this tornado warning over southeastern sections of Cherokee County, northeastern Calhoun, northern sections of Cleburne County. That's the main area under the gun. This is the same supercell thunderstorm that caused the tornado that caused extensive damage in Jefferson County a couple of hours ago, and it's still holding together enough that is causing rotation and a possible tornado here in the area of extreme northeast Calhoun County, northern Cleburne County, and southern sections of Cherokee County. That's one area of concern. The other one is back to the west, where the area that was hit by the tornado, this line of storms now bearing down. Now, it's not severe. There are no warnings with it, but there's a tremendous amount of rain in a skinny band, and there's a lot of cloud-to-ground lightning. So that's now getting over the area like Fultondale that was hit hard by the tornado just a short time ago, and this is going to complicate matters for emergency responders as it comes on through. There is Fultondale, and here's where the rain and lightning is. So the sky's lighting up like crazy there, and now this is moving in. Walker Chapel Road is actually the first place we heard about the tornado touching down, and it's the first place we have video evidence of it touching down. And here's what's happening. If you're like on Ridgebrook Road, as you can see, Yarborough Road and Newcastle Road, the rain is coming down hard and it's about to pick up. And now here comes the lightning in, and it was right around this area that the tornado first touched down near Walker Chapel Road and I-65. And that's the area being hard hit by this again as it moves in from the northwest. And we're now beginning to hear some of the thunder here atop Red Mountain out ahead of this, and because the lightning's pretty extensive, even though it's not as intense as it was with the supercell storm a couple of hours ago. It's still quite intense out there, and you just don't like to see this. I mean, they're going to be power workers and all sorts of stuff, and it's going to be very hard for them to do anything until this passes on through. It won't take that long. That's the good news. It's going to be a fairly quick thing, but loads of cloud-to-ground lightning, intense downpours as well, moving in from the northwest. Forestdale getting some of the heavy rains too. Fultondale just about to get into it, along with the intense cloud-to-ground lightning, which we're now beginning to hear some of the thunder of here. The first raindrops are starting to fall in downtown Birmingham, but it's not very heavy yet. It'll be another 10 minutes or so before the heavy stuff comes in. And when it does, it's going to come down very hard. The line is very skinny, won't last very long, but nonetheless it'll come in and make it rain very hard, and that's going to be an issue, not a good issue, but a bad issue for those folks trying to clean up things just a bit around Fultondale and surrounding areas. Okay, that's coming in from the northwest. We also have that tornado warning in effect for another 23 minutes over the northeastern part of the area, associated with the same supercell thunderstorm that moved through and caused the tornado earlier from Walker Chapel Road along Fultondale here and points eastward toward Pinson and also toward Clay in Jefferson County earlier this evening. Intense downpours now just northwest of the city of Birmingham, about to arrive shortly, and when it does, it's going to pour down rain, lots of cloud-to-ground lightning, so a nasty time of it coming up for those workers who are trying to clean things up and everybody else as well. There's the northeast edge of this from Gadsden on southeast. Here is our tornado warning. They've trimmed a little bit of it, but still in effect. And now you're looking, this image is a live image looking north of the city of Birmingham from Red Mountain, and you can see the lightning flashes. You can also kind of make out some of the low-hanging clouds associated with this system. But the lightning getting pretty fast and furious now. That's what we're going to deal with. It won't last all night. That's the good news here. It's all going to take place in a span of about 30 to 40 minutes or so it won't last all night, but you can see what we have coming in, pretty major electrical storm, and that's moving in from the northwest. The raindrops now beginning to fall in downtown Birmingham. You can see the visibility looking out of the city is still excellent, still very good. The bright lights are shining, so we don't have much rain falling yet, but that will change, and in a short period of time, you're not going to be able to see any of this. Those were cloud-to-ground lightning strikes there that were striking something on the ground just north of the Magic City, with this thunderstorm moving in, the line of storms. And the other good news, of course, once this line comes through, the threat of severe weather ends for any given area. And so that's the positive part about this as well. But we have to get through this line for that to happen. That's a live image of frequent cloud-to-ground lightning and also in-cloud and cloud-to-cloud lightning occurring just north of the Magic City with this line of storms now bearing down. And again, impacting areas that were already hit by the significant tornado earlier this evening, and that touched down around 10:35 p.m. roughly in the area right around Walker Chapel Road and I-65, and then moved through Fultondale and also moved over to Pinson and Clay, doing damage through pretty much that entire area. There's some of the lightning, as you can see, as we look to the north. The bright lights of the city still there, so the actual rain, the heavy stuff, has not started falling there yet, but it will. I do notice Oak Grove now is on the other side of the line, so their situation's improving. They'll still have some showers coming in, but it shouldn't be much worse than that. It's about to get very noisy here at Top Red Mountain, that's for sure. We'll be hearing plenty of that thunder as that moves in. There's the city of Birmingham, as you can see. As we look at Regents Field, still dry, but about 2 minutes to your northwest, it's pouring down rain, and it's about to come in. There's Highway 31, Interstate 65. We used to call it Malfunction Junction. We don't call it that anymore because everything works much better there, much better flow pattern. But it's about to go from light rain to intense rain, and some of this lightning coming down as well. East Lake Boulevard, too, about to get some of the heavy rain coming in from the northwest. And there's a view over the high rises as we look at downtown. This is from Topgolf, and as you can see, lots of lightning showing up. Tremendous lightning, and that's all moving southeastward, and we're going to be dealing with that for a while here as it continues on southeastward. Tremendous storms moving in from the northwest, intense downpours. Fortunately, we're not getting many reports of damaging winds with the line itself. That was pretty much limited to the tornado warning and the tornado hit areas earlier, and that particular warning now is still in the same general area of the southern part of Cherokee County, northeastern Cleveland County, extreme northeastern Calhoun County until 12:45 a.m. So about another 19 minutes or so as I look at the studio clock at 12:26 in the morning on Tuesday. But there's your tornado warning. Here's this line of storms, intense lightning as well, just north of the Magic City, but pressing on southeastward, and we'll be here very soon. We're seeing frequent lightning showing up in the image from Topgolf in downtown Birmingham. Oddly enough, not as much lightning back here. So there's kind of an area here from West Jefferson County through north central Tuscaloosa County where there isn't much lightning. Tuscaloosa is back into the heavy rain again, and you're about to get some of this intense lightning coming in from the northwest too. So just generally speaking, a stormy night out there. Tornado earlier, on the ground for maybe 5 to 7 minutes, but in that short period of time did a great deal of damage from the Walker Chapel Road area and along I-65 over to Pinson and also Clay. Damage being done. We don't know about casualties yet. It's in the middle of the night, and obviously it takes a while to find those things out, especially when you have more bad weather moving in. Lightning getting closer now to the Magic City. The rain is certainly covering all of the city of Tuscaloosa at this point. There's the blue sweep going around from Vance here in southeastern Tuscaloosa County, and there comes the line of storms now pretty much down over I-5920 and continuing to press southward. There is an image of Tuscaloosa. Northport is just pouring down rain right now, intense lightning as well. And that's overspreading the area. Here's some of the intense lightning over Jefferson County. Tremendous lightning here. South side of Gardendale now, all the way down to the city of Birmingham, and that's all pressing southeastward. So the area around Irondale will deal with that. East Lake will deal with that. Really, the entire city of Birmingham and surrounding areas going to deal with this. Again, the positive news on this, it's pretty skinny. It's not going to last that long. So it won't be around that long, but in the meantime, in the short term, it's still causing problems. And still an active tornado warning for the northeastern part of the state, northeastern Calhoun County, northern Cleveland County, southern sections of Cherokee County, and that warning remains in effect. We're looking now at Tuscaloosa. You can see the raindrops on the camera lens as well as the occasional lightning flashes. Obviously a wet time of it, the streets soaking wet. And that's from the line that's currently over the city and continuing to press southeastward. As you can see, that's the way it's going to look in the Magic City here momentarily when this moves in, because it really is already over North Birmingham and it's spreading southeastward. All these communities here, all the over the mountain communities, all the surrounding areas will get some of this. And lots of lightning too. Very intense lightning. There'll be a lot of noisy thunder as this comes through. And there it is, right there. It's not very wide, moving pretty quickly southeastward, so the duration will not be that long, but nonetheless, we're all going to hear raindrops on the rooftops tonight for sure. And there's the image again of Tuscaloosa, raindrops on the camera lens, and the lightning as well showing up. As we go back to the west, there is Tuscaloosa, and you can see all the rain surrounding the city, the lightning too. We can see some of that lightning showing up frequently now in the skies over Tuscaloosa. Rainfall rates have been very impressive with this, anywhere from 1 to about 2.5 inches. But again, the line's moving fast and it's not that wide. And because of that, it won't last for a full hour in most spots. The lightning in Tuscaloosa is just really intense there. That was obviously a cloud to ground bolt. And it lighting up on all the streets, reflecting off the water on the streets. So the rainfall totals will not be this big, but it will be enough to cause some temporary flooding. I think maybe some street flooding and that kind of thing. It will be temporary. It'll go away because it's not part of a larger system, but nonetheless temporarily it will still make things very wet outside. So, Brittany, it looks like we're still carrying that tornado warning for that northeastern part of the state. At this point, have there been any reports on that storm?
No, we don't see any reports of damage yet, but of course we know that takes a long time to come in. Initially, it was recorded as a radar indicated tornado warning, possibility of some hail. Started with the severest thunderstorm, then again was had the history of producing a tornado and creating a lot of damage to go along with it. We just have a significant weather advisory come in for northeast Jefferson and central St. Clair counties until 1:15 this morning. Doppler radar was tracking this really strong thunderstorm over Center Point near Tressville, again moving in the eastern direction. So if you're in Birmingham area, if you're in Tressville, if you're in Gardendale, Pell City, you're still going to see impacts with this storm that could intensify, again bringing some a really heavy rain. Obviously, you see a lot of lightning. I was standing out back earlier, and it really came on all of a sudden. Look at those flashes of lightning in Tuscaloosa and in Birmingham, really kind of like a strobe light looking out into the city. And big impacts everywhere. So not just in this warned area, but all throughout with this line of storms, Jerry.
Yeah, impressive line of storms, obviously. Brittany, as we've been talking, it's not all that big in terms of being wide, so it won't last very long in any given spot. But when it comes through, you'll know it's coming through. And the lightning at Tuscaloosa are really fierce right now. Intense, bright bolts. They're obviously cloud-to-ground lightning bolts, along with the rain. And the wet streets only reflecting that even more. But in Birmingham, the rain, the heaviest rain, has now hit the airport, moving south of the airport, beginning to spread into parts of, let's say, Mountain Brook right now, and also Homewood and Vestavia, not quite to Hoover yet, but it will be shortly. And they're having quite a light show in the city of Tuscaloosa tonight as that moves on through.
They canceled the warning.
They did cancel the tornado warning for Calhoun, Cleburne, and Cherokee, and that's good news. So that we know of, that tornado came and went without any obvious damage. We didn't hear about any actual touchdowns, didn't get any reports like that, so hopefully that is the case. So we'll continue to watch this line press on southward now, and obviously Tuscaloosa now well into the rain. In fact, here's the good news with this. You're halfway through the rain, so you're already got half of it through. It's going to rain hard now for another 20 minutes or so, and we can clearly see that, and nobody's sleeping tonight in T-Town. I think everybody's awake with the noisy thunder coming through, and that's going to last a little while longer here until that gets down to your south. But 25th Avenue Northeast and Veterans Memorial Parkway, raining hard right now. 215, Alabama 215, about as wet as it can get. The tornado watch has been canceled for most areas now. It's only in effect for Marshall and also DeKalb counties. It's kind of a strange configuration. So the National Weather Service in Huntsville apparently holding on to that watch. Has Birmingham actually canceled most of the watch? They did.
Yeah,
okay.
Birmingham cancels tornado watch. Yeah, for most counties, yes.
So a piece of good news. The watch was scheduled to expire at 1 a.m. It's been canceled as of 12:34 a.m. or 12:33 a.m. And that is good news. They have to be confident enough that they don't think there'll be any more tornadoes, or they wouldn't have canceled that. It was already out. You're not going to cancel it unless you're pretty confident it's not going to happen. And so the watch has been canceled, still in effect for 2 counties over northeast Alabama, north of the viewing area, north of central Alabama, but otherwise gone. All right, so again, another look at this now, and you can see the initial part of the rain just spreading across places like 5th Avenue South, South Side in Birmingham, super wet Montclair Road, wet in Mountain Brook now, but it's about to get much heavier as this moves in. But again, it's very skinny, it's very narrow, so we won't have the intense rain and the intense lightning for a very long period of time. It's going to be a relatively quick thing, but you will know when this line comes in, because we're going to have lightning, we're going to have thunder, booming thunder, and we're also going to get the intense downpours. Could be some hail. If there is hail, I think it'd be small and not a major factor, so not a big deal with that. But Bessemer now into the rain is picking up in intensity. The actual duration of the heavy rain might be only 15 minutes. If anything, the line might be a little bit skinnier than it was a short time ago. So that will get it through relatively quickly as it marches down Alabama 150 here toward Ross Bridge. And that seems to be what it's doing. The line is a bit thicker back here to the west, so it will last a bit longer in places like Tuscaloosa. But you have as much ahead of you now as you have behind you. And so that's a good sign. Lots of cloud-to-ground lightning, though. And again, looking at the image in the Magic City as we look live here, we're seeing occasional lightning. Of course, if I say that, it will never show up again while we're on the camera shot, but that's looking at Birmingham and surrounding areas. You can see the one crane as I keep pointing there. And but you'll also notice that the camera lens is just soaked. It's just pouring rain. Rain is running through the camera lens like crazy, and that's why. You can see how heavy that rain is, and there's some of that lightning too. Cahaba Road getting some of that as well. Lightning may be becoming a little bit more scattered than it was earlier, but nonetheless still quite a bit there, and that's all pressing down to the southeast. Claremont Avenue South right now on south side, just really getting wet. Tremendous rain showing up there.